some overhook stuff on Monday, and I think we're going to keep up with that. As sometimes it's a little difficult to break down the posture of an upright opponent, and/or it's also can be difficult at times to get them to release their grips, especially when we're talking about like sport jiu-jitsu or jiu-jitsu in the gi, or and of course, unfortunately, self-defense. Not unfortunately, but and of course self-defense. The reality is, especially in our area of the world here, what does everybody wear? Some type of jacket, and one of the more predominant ones around here, Carhartt. Or some type of denim, which is very, very hard to break. It's not just going to tear off you if you're in a street altercation. So if I'm sitting here in guard and I have an opponent postured up, so they're up like this. They're up like this, like for self-defense application, we have to worry about getting hit, and then of course in jiu-jitsu or sport competition, this is also where it becomes a lot easier for them. Like if Will starts curling his hips right now, he's probably going to break my feet apart, right? So let's talk about one of the. I just want to clear an arm. So if even if he's holding on to me, I'm gonna go grip right here, and I like punch I'm gonna have you guys cross grip. I punch underneath. I learned this from Mike O'Donnell. Pretty good while ago. I've seen him show it a couple of times, but he does a cross grip. He reaches underneath and grabs his own forearm right here, and then when he explodes, similarly to like what we did on Monday, he'll use his guard to bridge his hips up, lift here, and punch through. So he just lets go of his own wrist, and his hand punches through, and then we curl through to here. Now make it a point to, like if you do that back, when we punch through to here, I'm still holding on to his sleeve until I get my overhook. And when I get my overhook, one of the things, Mike's, I've seen this works really well, is as we punch through, I turn my body with it to kind of collapse down on the arm. And then we can come into here, I grab the collar, and I feed it to my hand. So this is really, really tight. It's very difficult for somebody to break out of here. This also nullifies for self-defense, again, the likelihood of you getting at least punched hard in the face. Like you can still get hit from right here, but it's a lot easier to defend, and from close range, a little bit less power. Any questions? So again, I'm here, cross grip, feet underneath, grab, lift hips, lift arms, punch through, over, collapse, collar, feed to hand, keep nice and tight. 1, 2, 3. Sit here and lie to you and say that this is a high percentage collar choke, because it's not. But the upside is like when we threaten people, they make mistakes. Like what are the two things that make cowards out of all men? Pain and fatigue. And if we cause pain with a choke and we start inhibiting the breathing, right, people tend to panic and make mistakes. I get my cross grip, right, I'm here, we lift, punch through, I set. Make sure you guys will see me, you guys not kind of do this a little bit. Make sure you set into your grip, right? I feed through to here, and you can really wrench down on this and feed it to your hand. Then what I like to do is I kind of come over top of the head, we grab the shoulder piece. Oh, did I pinch your skin? We grab the shoulder piece of the gi, I drop my elbow down, and we bring our elbows in and together. Or excuse me, in and down. It's like a kind of X choke, right? Well, with this hand, my underhook, this hand's grabbing up here. So again, I'm here, boom, lift, punch through, really set into your grip, feet here, pull all the excess collar out that you, all the excess collar, did I get you here? My bad. Pull all the excess collar out that you can. We come over, I grab here, elbow drop hard to the body, and we pull and squeeze as we crunch, right? Any questions there? I mean, you can hit this. I'm not saying you're not going to hit it, but most people will kind of see this coming, and it's not super high percentage, but it's always good to add tools to your library. All right, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do our whole cross grip underneath, lift, punch through, I get to here, and I feed this in, right? So let's say like he's keeping his head down, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to fish for this, but it's not exactly working. All right, so I'm going to bring my hip out to the same side I got my overhook on. This is going to be a very similar get up to what we did on Monday. So I'm going to bring my hips out, I'm up, I rotate into them, but now what I want you guys to do when you get to here, I'm going to step my inside leg in, and I'm going to kick it over so that my knee's kind of landing it and hit at him on knee on belly here, like kind of on his chest. I'm keeping this nice and tight. I thought that I like pulling in on the head right here because I can get my thumb into the top. That's the I like pulling the head in because if their head's back, I got no space right here. So I pull the head in and then I drive my thumb into the collar. Once I get my grip, my elbow comes forward and I start sinking my weight down. If you're not very heavy or you don't have a lot of arm strength, the knee that's on the belly right here, we can kick it out and we can just drop our weight. Questions, comments? I'll show it one more time.
Okay, can I see that one more time?
Better angle. Yeah. Cross grip, underneath, lift, punch, set in, collar to the hand, right? We'll go for my choke. He's super, like, doesn't want you to do it, you know, it's like, not going with you. My butt comes out, up on my elbow, same height, right? Show up, I'm driving my body into the back of the shoulder so that my leg can come out. I'm up on my hand and feet, my foot steps in, I kick, so I can turn him over, I track with him. We pull the head in, thumb gets into the collar, right? I get a good grip here, elbow comes through, I drop it in. So I'm pulling kind of up on the collar that's in the bottom, and I'm driving down on the collar that's on top, and we get our choke. Again, if you don't have the arm strength to kind of squeeze and drop, you can take your knee that's on the body, drop your hip, and start squeezing there too. Questions, comments? 1, 2, 3.